We are live. What else did I want to do? Those two. Okay, good. 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 Send out our go live notifications. We are good to go. Oh no, I forgot to refill my water. I'll do it in a bit. Actually, I'll do it right now. Water. Howdy, folks. Oh yeah, no, the AC is gonna have to be on today. The AC is gonna have to be on today. I'll just accept that I won't be able to watch this VOD back without cringing. How's everyone doing, folks? Good. I hope. We're in for a special feature today. I'm doing good. Hot, as you may be able to tell by the fact that I've activated my last resort. But other than that, good. Got a lot done today, so I'm feeling nice. Got a busy weekend. Looking forward to it. That's the good stuff. Whew. Oh, I'm just gonna cool off for a bit. Wow, it is hot today. It is so hot today. Jeez, oh man. Howdy, Clown. Good to see you. Milking the Talos 2 streams, I see. This is the last one. The true last one. Also, howdy, Kaylee. There's one last break, or series of breaks, rather, that needs to be performed. Let me do a... Send America a personal live notification, because that poor guy has had to turn on email notifications. That's how desperate it's gotten. So you know he's at his wit's end with that shit. Howdy, Merrick. Good to see ya. Oh my god, it's so hot. Eing on that mail that notified Merrick. Howdy, Boulder. Glad to know you're here and that you still have the capability to just say words. No mail has arrived. I guarantee, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get like 10 minutes into stream. It'll tell you. Call that snail mail, baby. Saying on the words that killed JFK. This is what happens if you fall asleep listening to Library of Laddernew videos. It just puts these needles in your mind that you wake up and you just can't speak normally anymore. Actually, this is all podcasts. I don't know, man. I feel like this is you've got a specific flavor of brain rot coursing through your cerebral cortex. Learning about Quibi does this to you. It's a quick bite, but the effects are much more long-lasting. All right, anyway, How's everyone doing today? Welcome back to the Talos Principle 2 once again, for what I believe should be the last time, unless they decide to release another DLC. We have a monumental task set up before us. We've conquered the hexahedron. We've conquered the megastructure. We've performed necromancy on a mechanical level. And we've even conquered our own insecurities and demons. But there yet remains one more trial for us to overcome. That of the Creator. Of a false god, but a god nonetheless. Elohim. I need to know if you finished the two-parter. I have not. No, I've been trying to get my sleep schedule back on track. So my usual podcast listening time did not exist yesterday, or for the past couple of days. It'll affect the number of golden arm jokes I make. Listen, no. Unfortunately, no. I didn't get any of them. I have no idea what the golden arm is. I have no clue whatsoever. So, we've got work to do. So let's get into our work clothes. And our work setup. Welcome,
Behold,
folks.
child,
Behold
you
you.
are risen from the dust, and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am your friend, and I am called Elohim.
The final challenge is set out before us. Should put Subway Surfers gameplay on the bottom. Alright. So. We currently have, excluding the hexahedron, 86 total hexahedrons. Alright. That's going to stay right there. Now, I need you all to know, I've been practicing. I've been training. I don't know that my training will be enough to display immediate results. But I know that it is possible. Alright? Just as Joe found the elusive F11, so too have I found the F3. So what you're about to witness today will be nothing short of magical. Welcome to the final Talos Principle 2 stream. We've already got 2 more on the board.
But a dream. You will stay here only for a little while. Soon you will awaken in a new world. But first, you must undertake the trials of initiation. They will help me prepare your vessel.
So, it only took me the entire stream series, by the way, to figure out a way to seamlessly stack these. See that? Look, it looks like it's all part of the same image. Isn't that crazy? But I do want it to be symmetrical, so we're gonna just transform, flip horizontal. Do our best to line it up. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Good enough for government work. There we go. So, we're now at 88. Alright? And it's at this point that in my training, I've come to realize that I have bad news to deliver. Okay? Though we have liberated 2, because of how all of these rooms are set up, if I am remembering correctly, there is no way for us to use outside hexahedrons to liberate from the inside. Which is to say that every single one of these, to some degree, is going to be an inside break. So, strap in. Because we are in for some fucking harrowing trials.
Are not mere toys. Okay. They are symbols of the process by which our people were created.
So, here's how this is going to work. Where is it? Video? 30 FPS. No, that's okay. You don't need to slide. Alright. Let me get into position. Got it. First try. Come on. Come on. That's it. 1. 1. 1 down. All right. 1. 89. $90. All right, let me add another. Control V. Transform. Flip horizontal. Get you right on in there. Welcome, Dolmec. We're performing miracles today. Okay. Alright. Now listen, we don't necessarily need to get these, because as you may be able to tell by our newfound powers, anything is possible. However, I'm making this as simple of a process as I can for myself. Alright? So I'm gonna find ways to give myself checkpoints. I'm gonna give myself shortcuts so that I have to do this tech as little as possible. Come on. Okay. Holy shit! That's the most I've ever done it in a row! Oh my god! Okay, Ooh. Okay, which one next? Where do I... Control C, Control V... Should I stack higher up here? Is that where I should go next? Or down here? I feel like it would be more satisfying if I filled up the top of the screen here. Personally. But then should I put one there? No. Okay, we'll put one here and we'll kind of fake it, and everyone just shh. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay. We're at 89. 89. There's a little bit of overlap. I'm seeing it too. Don't worry. It won't be there for long. Oh. Come on. Lock in. Get it twisted. If you lock in, you can do anything. Come on. Oh, get it twisted. You're not capable of this. It's too much. Everything is beyond your reach. Come on. Come on. Okay, alright. Here's what we're gonna do. We can't just go straight at the ceiling. Damn it. Oh no, I definitely could have just escaped there. Come on. Damn it. Oh, we did so well that last time. Okay. Land there just for safety. Okay. Careful. Careful, 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 careful. Alright. 90. Don't worry, it won't be there for long. 90.
You may linger in my garden for as long as you wish.
Okay.
But remember, my child, that the new world awaits you, and this place is only a dream.
Now we don't have any... We gotta generate more height. Oh, man. There we go. Come on. Come on! It's tough. It's tough. Oh, man. Okay. Alright. Alright. Give me a sec. We're back. Okay, okay. Come on. Come on. I just can't get it. There we go. There we go. 91. It's 91.
Well done, my child.
Alright, so I'm gonna make this easier for myself. It's gonna be a little scary for a bit, but hold on. Just trust me. Alright. Okay. Put that there. And then we... Okay, alright. We're up. We're up. Come on. Come on. Alright, walk along the edge. Walk along the edge. 92. Move that. Transform. 92. I'm realizing now this doesn't really save me any time because I still need to, you know, get up here. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. All right, all right. Lock in. Lock in. All right, don't say lock in. It immediately locks you out. Wait a minute. Can I get a little... Can I get a little more height there? I can. Okay. All right, good. Okay, not good. Not good. Not good. Don't use this. Come on. Come on. Come on. This is tough. Oh man, the rhythm's not right. The rhythm's not right. Hold on. Oh, come on. I lost it. I lost it. I lost it. That is Ruby, yes. Come on. I'm thinking about it too much. Just do it. This is rough. I completely lost it. Shit. Shit, shit, shit. Why is it taking so long to unpause? Weird. That doesn't bode well. Okay, maybe it bodes really well. Actually. 93? How did I lose count? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, so we're at 90. 5, 6. 95. Okay, holy shit. Alright, alright. This one goes there. 95. Last one in this area. Come on. What the fuck? I closed my eyes and did it. What the hell? Why did that work? Why did that work? What the hell? Why is that working? Alright, alright. 96. What's that? Yep, alright, good. Alright. Another full stack. Another full stack. Okay, okay. Now it's time to embarrass myself by probably getting one of these wrong, even though I definitely should already know the answer to these. I miss you, sigil puzzles. Alright. This one's relatively easy. just want to show you that this is also a possible solution. You can cheese. I found cheese even in the tutorial outside of this strat. But anyway. Let's get up there. Okay. All right. $97. So it would be this one next. And it'll go down here. $97. Wait, is that right? That can't be right. That can't... We can't be at 97 already. Hold on. We were at 84. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... Oh my god, yeah. Only 3 more to 100. We got the one in here. Which means we do have to cheese this real quick just to get the... You know what I mean. You know what I need. See, this power is too strong. If we had this the entire game, it wouldn't even be a game. It's just too powerful. We literally got an 11th hour superpower.
Excellent.
Thank you, Elohim. Okay, there's 2 in here. Alright. Holy shit! When did I get so good at this? What the hell? Okay, okay. And then we can use the ones here to break stuff a little bit. Did I miscount? Are there more? Are there more than 14? Did I miscount? Alright. Done. Okay. Done. Can't do that one. What the hell? When did I get so good at this? What the hell? Okay. What are we at now? 98? So we're at 98. While I'm in here, real quick, let me just Why am I so good at that now? Okay, got another one. Eight. No, are there more? Okay, did I miscount? Because there's one in here, too. Are there 101? How did I miscount? How did I miscount? Wait a minute, wait a minute. I think I... Okay, wait, no. Where did I miscount? Where did I miscount? What's going on here? Are there 15 in here? I think there are more than 100. Come on. Okay. Out. Up. And around. Okay. 99? Right? I've lost all confidence in my counting. $99? Is that how many we have right now? Hold on. We have 10 stacks of 9. Is that right? No, wait, we have more. 10 stacks of 9 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 99. I miscounted. Here she is.
Thank you, child. I have finished preparing your vessel.
Come on.
Now, hear my advice. A new world awaits you, full of dangers and mysteries, signs and wonders. Things that I, in my garden, could never have imagined. In that world, you will have to be careful and smart and curious. But above all else,
there it is, folks. $100.
you will have to be human.
Wait, yeah, 12. Yeah, 12 plus 2 is 14. Yep. That's 100. And then, while it is unfortunately a little less cinematic, there are, in fact, 101 total hexahedrons in the Talos Principle 2. Come on. Come on.
Step into the light.
Not
child,
yet, Elohim.
and awaken.
Come on. Come on. This is the last one. Let me out. There they are. Got a little, it's gonna be a little asymmetrical, unfortunately, but such is life. The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry, as we have more than proven in this case. However, we are, of course, including the hexahedron. Which brings our grand total to 102 hexahedrons. Did I liberate that one? I think, by virtue of not solving it the intended way, I did perform some form of liberation, yes. Alright. Now here's what I want to do. If these will stay still. Good. Let me make sure to alternate. In a way, she is already free. That's true. The entire exhibition was designed as a symbolic representation of freedom from necessity. This is very important to me that I line these up correctly. This is the one thing I choose to be neurotic about. Is there more hexahedrons we need to chase after the ones in this level? No, Flora. There are no mountains left to climb. Get Alexander some tissues, alright? For there are no more lands to conquer. We've achieved complete global liberation. Come on now. Go. I'm just making the biggest staircase that I can. So this one's gonna go like this. Staircase to heaven. From heaven, really. Because this is sort of pitched as a more heavenly... Are we going to have exactly enough to make this a really satisfying stat? No fucking shot! No shot! Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that! Oh, that's delightful. Incredible. It's been a journey, folks. Wait a minute. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Thematically, it feels very bad to use them to jump over a gate. When we're doing this for liberation's sake. So let me just... Real quick. Hold on. Oh no. Fuck. I don't remember the solution to this one. This is gonna be bad. Don't look. Don't look. This is gonna be embarrassing. Don't look. Don't look. Okay, wait. Maybe look. I got it. Don't worry. Awesome. Nailed it. Now it's more of a symbolic escape.
Do not be afraid of these dream figures and their messages. They are merely aspects of yourself, as am I, after a fashion.
There it is. Whatever happens, we're in it together. get a picture. That's the one. I think it's... Yep. And then off into the sky I go. No, wait. Come on. Surely these wax wings won't melt now. Come on. Maybe this should be the picture. Hold on, wait. This one's less fun. There it is. All right. Wow, that's weird. That's weird to just be done. That is strange. Fare thee well, mind hexahedrons. Fare thee well. Now, obviously I'm not just going to stream for 43 minutes, so I do have some other stuff to show you all. We're going to stop the game right here. Alright. There's a couple things I want to show you. Alright, one of them... Ugh. Don't like that. Alright, so... there is... potentially... one more hexahedron. Alright? That... someone could perhaps say, oh, you missed one. Alright? Right here. There is the chance that someone will say, you have missed one. Alright? However, two things. One, I talked with Connie, and she's in talks with the dev team, right? Because she was a playtester. You cannot interact with this hexahedron. Even if I could get in there, you can't pick it up. It's not a real object. Two, it's a replica. I don't know if you can read that. It says replica of a hexahedron used as a puzzle element in the simulation. So this is akin to a statue. Synthetic Robo Witch is not a... It's less like a robot and more like a statue. That's what I'm saying, at least. Because they've got a statue of Alexander Drennan over there, alright? Clearly, they would have a statue of their true liberator. Totally different. It's totally different from a real Hex Chen. It's completely different. I'm not coping, you are. Let me just make sure there's not another one. Yeah, no, okay. And just for old time's sake, we'll do it once more onto the breach. Now, here's what's going to happen, though, is I am going to have to meticulously check every single VOD to make sure that my final count is correct. Because I was sure that there were exactly 100. And that turned out to be incorrect. So, there's the very real possibility that I may have miscounted, or maybe even missed one, which would make me very sad if that were the case. I don't think that's the case. I really hope it's not the case, but it's... I'm unfortunately willing to believe it now after that. In Talos 3, when the museum is destroyed and the cube becomes available, will you save her nonetheless? Of course. Even a symbolic liberation is important, Merrick. And who's to say that with the magic of 102 witches, they could not bring 103rd to life?
Hi, 1K.
You know?
What do you think that was?
Who's to say? So, this has been the end of our hexahedron heist. Complete and total success. Imagine if any of these robots actually acknowledged your cube smuggling. Unfortunately, I only get 10 concurrent viewers, Merrick. So, there's that. Perhaps with more recognition, such a thing could be achieved. But, not today. Not today. Today we whisper a ballad for our own ears. And that's alright. Have I missed much? Blue, unfortunately, you've missed the main event. We have freed 15 hexahedrons from the tutorial, bringing us to a grand total of 101, plus the hexahedron itself, making that 102 hexahedrons. Total. Now, like I said again, it would not be a stream if I did not have more to do. Like, I'm not just going to stream for 48 minutes. So I have stuff that I want to show you. While I was going around, I completed the rest of the achievements for the DLC. And so I wanted to show off that there are some Easter eggs sitting around here. So real quick, let's go get our girl. Which, you know, under normal circumstances, maybe we would, you know. The jump noise makes it sound like wings are flapping. I don't know why I love that so much. So, here's something fun that I have to show you that I discovered. Alright, two things. One, remember when I first saw this hexahedron, I was like, oh, it's a new design. No, it's not. If you look at the hexahedrons that I use for my overlay, this is actually the design from Talos Principle 1, which is used in the simulation and in the New Jerusalem Museum. This is what they've looked like the entire time in Talos Principle 2. I've just completely blocked it out of my mind. Now, another thing, you remember how I was going across these light bridges the entire time as to not reset the map and lose my hexahedron? Yeah. I could have just teleported the entire time. finally got money, so... Hey, nice! Good to hear it. Alright, now, time for some Easter eggs. We go around this corner here. Hammer March. Sure, there's definitely some narrative parallels. We've got another brick in a wall. Another cube for the tower. Something going on there. And then there's this one here that I don't know what it is, but it exists. That's the most that I can say about it. Let me squeeze on through. I don't know what this is. But it's here. So there's that. Those are the Easter eggs that are on this, or in this DLC. Alright? So that's Into the Abyss. Then, time for Orpheus Ascending. We already saw the first Easter egg, which was the big sandworm. But I found another one while I was exploring for QR codes over here. Hold on. I need to go for real quick. Just because it's not... I don't feel right if I'm not holding one of them. It feels like I'm not... I don't feel safe without one of them there with me. So let's go free one real quick. It's my emotional support witch. Oh, damn. Okay. We'll do it in first person, but this low frame rate is going to make that hurt my eyes. Oh, come on. I'm still amazed that you can make that grab. Or, like, how perfect is that? That actually lets you stand there and jump up. It's... I still cannot believe this one. That's fucking crazy that works. That's complete and utter nonsense. Not only that it exists, but that we found it. That's crazy. Anyway, let's go see the sandworm again. And then I have something new to show you. So sandworm, we gotta follow this path in the sand here. I'm very, very happy that I came back so soon to do the Talos Principle 2 DLC for a number of reasons. One, because it's given me a much more climactic finale for the hexahedron heist. Sandworm, a classic. Right? It's given me a much more climactic finale for the hexahedron heist, so I'm very happy about that, for one. And two, the DLCs as a whole are a remarkable improvement on the base game for the Talos Principle 2 in just about every way. I was sincerely overjoyed at how much I enjoyed these on the face of them. To the point where I was a little conflicted whenever I finally got one out in that first stream, because the puzzles were genuinely challenging and they were fun to solve. Unfortunately, like I said before, I'm a feral hog. I cannot come back to domesticity, so unfortunately, I had to do what I had to do. But very, very good. Just an unbelievable improvement on the base game in every single way. I want us to update the review, Merrick, because you can review DLC separately. So the DLC is going to get a glowing review from me. So here is the other Easter egg in this one. Vault 404. Very clever. Oh shit, Starfield. You know, in a way, this symbolizes everything that I have come to achieve by breaking this game over my knee. No more, there's no more Chans, Flora. There's no more, we got them all. All 102. That's every single one of them. And then there's a replica in New Jerusalem, a replica statue. I don't know if you were there for that. But, yeah, so that's the Easter egg in this one. The main menu, play. And then lastly, in Isle of the Blessed, I came back and I did the star puzzles. I did not do a single one of them legitimately. Alright, but there's something real special that I have for this one. Alright, there's something real special. You remember whenever we first... hold on, wait, no, I need a hex chain to carry, because we're going to be walking quite a lot. Give me a second. Let me find one. Where's an easy one to liberate here? I know. I'll be back. Go there. Come over to 2 here. I need one. I don't feel right if I'm not holding one. It's I've reinvented the companion cube somehow. Maybe that's what it is, you know? I mean, Portal really understood how powerful having a cube to carry around with you throughout the entire game was. Right? I think Portal might be the first game that comes pre-Chan. I think it really is. Portal comes pre-Chan. It has its own Chan built into the game. It has a gameplay function. You get emotionally attached to it. Hex-Chan is just a reincarnation of the companion cube. Truer words have never been spoken. Alright, so... Wait, no, I don't want to come here first. I don't want to come here first. Because that ruins the suspense. That ruins the surprise. That ruins the mystery. Alright? So, give me 1 second. I found out, by the way, the reason why turning down the effects volume didn't lower the sound of the waves, there's a separate volume slider for ambience. That's what it did. Companion Cube Grandma to Hex Chance can... Absolutely. I love the way your brain works. Have I ever told you that? You and Merrick both. It's inspiring. What's this here? It's a little message in a bottle. Huh, so... Key. Cave and a crab. Let's just take one more look at it for just posterity's sake, you know. Okay, yeah. Alright. Being kicked out of Valve for saying Companion Cube looking milfy. It sounds to me like you're giving C8 ideas. Anyway. What's next? The Infinite Frog Spawner comes back. I'll have you know the Infinite Frog Spawner is actually a callback to Talos Principle 1, where you could genuinely have the debate of whether frogs are people. Alright, so... there's the key. So we've got a key. We've got a chest. And a crab. I wonder what it could mean. Aren't I so good at playing coy? You can tell me. I know. Also, I'm going to turn the frame rate back up because we don't need our magic anymore. We don't need our low FPS magic anymore. Interesting. A mixtape, huh? Cassette tape. With crabs on it. Still stuck with the PS Vita overlay. Listen, I spent a lot of time figuring out how to get all of these hex chans on screen in a clean way. Alright? I developed brand new technologies just so that I could layer them on top without having the white underlay, like the white border, overlap with stuff. I'm gonna keep them on screen. They deserve it. They deserve their time in the limelight. All that for a shitty mixtape? Not just that. Now, come all the way over here. Oh shit. I've been muted this entire time. Oops. I muted a little bit for effect, and then I was talking for a solid minute. I like it. I think it's cute. That's a fun little Easter egg. I like that a lot. As I said many times before, the first game had a lot of stuff like this too. So the DLCs are very much a return to form in all the ways that I enjoy, except maybe star puzzles. It's cute, but I'm a curmudgeon, so I hate it on principle. Would you say you hate it on the Talos principle? Hmm? 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 Alright. Mwah. And then I have one more thing to show you all. Which is more of a callback than anything. Alright. We're just gonna watch this back. Because you might remember a shot from the beginning that sort of piqued our interest. I think Merrick might have already commented on this, as a matter of fact. There's 1K. This shot here. This shot here. It was foreshadowing.
We're approaching the island now. Looks nice. A lot less threatening than the mega.
It was foreshadowing.
I mean, no offense. It's, it's just less pointy.
No offense taken.
This was still, I think, the hardest this game has ever made me laugh.
What a lovely opportunity.
But I don't know that it was intentional.
So yeah.
No, it probably
Miranda
was.
tells me you'll be solving some of the puzzles.
Did
That
you?
fucking facing man. I didn't notice that.
I hadn't really thought about it, but
You know, back in my day, all we could do was solve puzzles.
that's right, in the simulation. And we're all very grateful for it.
So you know how important puzzles are to this family.
Of course, I'm gonna solve all the puzzles, even the freaky giant cube.
I hear Barzai's
Fuck
even
off.
created
No,
gold
don't
puzzles
call her
and
that.
star puzzles. It's going to be just perfect for you.
Oh, that's great. Yay.
Delightful.
Yakut, don't listen to them. They're terrible old robots.
What? I'm the founder. Everything I do is serious.
I can confirm that.
I think the DLCs also just have a much more consistent tone to them, which makes everything land a lot better as well.
Hello. I'm so glad you could make it.
Hello, Mr. Mayor. How are things on Barzai's Island?
Barzai seems pretty pleased. 1K and Melville got here this morning. 1K's already solved all the puzzles, of course. And Melville's somewhere. She was testing the sensory receptor upgrade.
I do love that canonically we've already solved all the puzzles there are. I do like to think that 1K came in and just fucking tore this place up.
I see we have a new group. Welcome to my latest exhibition, Freedom from Necessity.
Freedom.
There are many
How
puzzles for you to solve here, inspired by the
how
event that
perfect
restored
is that?
Athena to us. But the most
By the
important
way,
thing you have to keep in mind
how perfect is
their
that?
purpose, which
That the
is
DLC called Island of the
not
Blessed,
here because of
based around a
voices,
megastructure
style, or
called
tragedies of
the
past,
Hexahedron,
because we choose
is in an exhibition called Freedom from Necessity.
It is beautiful, and it is human.
It's too good. It's too good. No, Chroma's saying it's a plot hole because if 1K really did come through and solve all the puzzles, then all the Hex Chans would be liberated, and there wouldn't be any in any of the puzzles. I say that they must have reset the puzzles just for Yakut. Because they would have been literally impossible without the Hex Chans in there. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It is even more beautiful than I could have dreamed. This is truly a monument to my success. They made it for me. I'm not self-centered, I'm just right. Alright, so let's give some final thoughts, as it were, on the expansion. Going through a puzzle game, but every puzzle is fucked by the person before you. That could be a fun one. That could be fun, yeah. You're not self-centered. Your head is 4 pixels too far. You motherfucker! You motherfucker! Don't remind me. All right, I try to forget every time I look at it. Don't remind me. So, Orpheus Ascending, I like this one a lot. A very, very strong opener. An excellent return to form as far as calling back to the Talos Principle 1. And a very interesting exploration of the world after the main events of the Talos Principle 2. It makes perfect sense that after they have found a way to bring Miranda back to life, they would consider, well, who else can we bring back to life, and how is it possible for us to do so? So it's a very good exploration of the setting and what is possible within the setting, narratively, so that's very satisfying. I like that a lot. And gameplay-wise, the bit that I did... Well, no, actually, I did have to do most of Orpheus Ascending legit, now that I think about it. Because there weren't actually a lot of puzzles that I could break using the number of hexahedrons that I had. Obviously, I completely broke the final 3. I completely broke those, and I'm so happy that I did. Or so happy that I was able to, rather. So, what a miraculous series of breaks I got there. That was beautiful, right? I loved that. But, nice level of challenge. Narratively, a very good exploration of the setting. And again, the tone is a lot more focused. Or rather, the entire narrative as a whole is a lot more focused. Each of these is much more concise and engaging as a result because of how short and self-contained they are. There's a lot going on in the Talos Principle 2, and I think it's just too vast to make it all come together in a satisfying way for me. But all 3 of these DLCs are very self-contained in a way that benefits them greatly. I wonder if they bit off more than they could chew with Talos 2 and felt more at home with the DLC. I would be willing to believe that, but I wouldn't go so far as to make that assertion, personally. But, yeah, Orpheus Ascending, really solid. Good theming, good narrative, and the breaks, I pretty much have to have my own score for the breaks. The breaks were satisfying. I was a little disappointed when I found out that there was just the one universal break for that one puzzle and I didn't have to do any finagling. Obviously, I was happy it existed, because if it didn't, I wouldn't have been able to free all of them. But I would have liked if it maybe involved a little bit more fucking around with stuff, right? If it involved a little more finagling, right? But overall, excellent. Isle of the Blessed is last, whatever, in terms of discussion, so obviously, you know, it's the most narratively appropriate, so we do that one last. Into the Abyss. I can't properly review Into the Abyss, to be completely honest with you. I mean, there's no other way to put it. There are 24 puzzles in this entire DLC, and I solved 2 of them legitimately. The 2 that I did solve, very fun puzzles. Very challenging, right? But I only solved 2 of 24 legit. I found 1 hexahedron, and it was over. That's all it took, was 1. Right? So, as far as how satisfying were the breaks in Into the Abyss, very. The breaks in Into the Abyss were fantastic. Because, one, there's 2 reasons why I was so happy. Alright? 3, actually, we'll call it. 1, there were not actually a lot of them to work with. I think when you get too many, it starts to become too cluttered. And as fun as it is to break them out, then it starts to really mess with the pacing when I have to go back and ferry so many. Additionally, when you have too many, it also becomes too easy to break things out, right? Like Isle of the Blessed, I had to give myself my own set of limitations, because if I could take hexahedrons from anywhere on the map and bring them over, every single break was a guarantee, right? I always had that in my back pocket, that I could just take them from any other space, and it would be a guarantee that I could get them out. But in something like Into the Abyss, where there are a maximum of 3 available to me, I really have to think about how I want to use the resources I have available to me in order to accomplish my goals. Not just in breaking them out, but in using them to break other puzzles as well. Right? So, Into the Abyss was very satisfying, not just because the first break required a very precise trick, where I had to stand on the very edge, like position the cube in a very specific spot, jump on the edge, and then move really fast before it slid inward because of how the physics worked. But also because the other two required me to have the first one in order for the break to work. I can't do the barrier case with just two. So I needed that third one, and the barrier case is the only way to break those two out of that puzzle, at least that I found. So Into the Abyss gets a big thumbs up from me. I'm sure the puzzles are great, but the puzzles I made for myself were certainly fantastic. You know, I'd love to... Into the Abyss gets a solid A from me. I'd love to play it someday. You know? That's the only way that I can think to phrase it. Great DLC, love to do the puzzles sometime. You know? And then... Oh, I forgot I didn't even touch on... Narratively, this one is very interesting. It's not answering any questions that I had personally. I wasn't sitting there going, oh man, I wonder what's going on with Byron whenever he's trapped in the machine. But they're interesting questions. It's an interesting thing within the setting to explore, and I'm glad they did so. Right? It gives you a little bit more idea of where Byron is coming from and the internal struggle that's happening with Athena. Because, for better or worse, Athena is very distant in the base game. I think it's so that the I'm sorry, hold on one second. I'm looking at the doc for Talos 2 principal speedruns, specific glitches and breaks. In the non-photo mode section, the first item on the list involves 2 cubes and was by a user named Jelly. What the fuck? What? What? Are you kidding me? No fucking shot, dude. Are you kidding me? I'm morbed. I must have. That's insane. I mean, listen, I'm not going to act like Jelly is a very unique name as far as online usernames go. Okay? But what are the fucking odds? What? That's insane. What the hell? Okay, well, that aside, Into the Abyss explores something narratively that I think is very interesting. So I'm glad that it exists. Personally, I still think that the largest crack in the armor, like the biggest, my personal biggest gripe with the base game of the Talos Principle 2 that I think is, like, seriously one of the worst things about it is saving Miranda. I think narratively they have justified it 100%. They have gone in a very interesting direction by exploring what they have allowed their setting to, what they have essentially said is possible within their setting, right? They didn't just say, oh, she was a really special case, we can't resurrect anyone else. Orpheus Ascending straight up shows, like, okay, we can apply that logic to more people. It's not just Miranda's this golden special child. She's just the first of many that we can use a similar procedure to save, right? So I really like how they followed up on it narratively. But gameplay-wise, I think that the fact that there are not a large series of puzzles to save Miranda is the worst part of the Talos Principle 2. I genuinely think it is that massive of a flaw for me. Which, I know, to me, it doesn't feel like that's a legitimate complaint to make for some reason. For some reason, I can't allow myself to say that that's a firm, reasonable opinion to have. But I really do feel that strongly about how big of a miss that is. Because I think it's because they do so much to set it up and then do nothing with it. It's like teeing the ball up and then you slam the bat into the ground and go home. Right? It's rough. Because there's a couple things going for it. One, in order to save Miranda, you have to solve every single puzzle in the game. Right? You have to solve every single puzzle in the game. You have to do all of the golden puzzles, which are the hardest puzzles in the base game. Okay? So in order to gain access to this area to save Miranda, you already have to prove I can complete the most difficult content that this game has to offer. I can do the hardest puzzles. I can solve the most difficult challenges that exist in this game. Right? You already have to prove yourself, because you have to solve every single one of them. Alright? You have to prove mastery over the mechanics of the game. And then they go so far as to reintroduce a puzzle element from the first game that has been completely absent in the Talos Principle 2. Right? Which gives you this idea that maybe they're going to, as this one final trial, combine these elements from the first game that have not been present with all of these elements that you've already proven you've mastered from the second game into one final puzzle gauntlet to literally perform necromancy. And then it's just like 2 or 3 weave in between ems, and that's it. I came in here getting ready to praise the DLC, and then I'm back to shitting on the base game. That's not the energy I want to bring, but I truly cannot overstate my disappointment with that specific aspect of the base game. It is truly like an entire letter grade detracted from how poorly that specific moment is executed. So, again, that is all to say, I'm very pleased with how they followed up on it narratively. I think that is a point in favor of the expansion of the DLC of Road to Elysium. That it is able to take my least favorite moment from the base game and expand on it in such a way that I am very happy that they went in that direction. There you go, there's a positive spin on it. I'm happy Miranda is alive because it allowed them to do something like Orpheus Ascending. And then there's Isle of the Blessed. Isle of the Blessed is delightful, start to finish. The vibes are immaculate. I moaned and complained because I was playing as Yakut, but to be completely honest, I think it's very charming. I think it's a cute idea for the DLC to make you play as Yakut, who's this, honestly, kind of a dork, kind of a loser, and he has to prove himself to his puzzle family by solving an entire island of puzzles, right? It's fun. It's a cute idea. They execute on it well, in a way that made me actually kind of enjoy Yakut as a character, which is saying a lot, because Yakut was he did not have a lot of favorability going into this expansion. So, you know, he's still at like a D+, maybe C-, we'll call it, like the lowest passing grade I could possibly give him. All right, but you know, I did not dislike being forced to inhabit the body of Yakut. And in some cases, it made the narrative more interesting than if I had been 1K, because, to be completely honest with you, I think 1K as a character is infinitely more interesting when we aren't in control of him. I think 1K as a character, separated from his role as a player surrogate, is more interesting than whenever you are in control. Mostly because the way that they have to write around him being a blank slate results in some very interesting conversations. Like, they have to find a way to make 1K someone who will say something that is still definitive, but that every single player can agree with. They almost have to make like a personality test result into a character, right? Where you can always go, yeah, no, that's me. That applies. I can see that. And I think they did a good job. Again, it was interesting interacting with 1K in Isle of the Blessed. So, in a way, I guess I'm happy they made you play as Yakut so you could have that experience. Plus, it also helped me get a cool photo. But Isle of the Blessed, again, I can't really comment too much on the puzzle aspect of it, because I like I said, I'm a feral hog, and unfortunately I can't be tamed. But as far as the challenge and how engaging it was to liberate hexahedrons and to use them to break other puzzles, I quite liked it. I think, obviously, I had my self-imposed challenge of only using hexahedrons from the respective color areas, right? And that added some more challenge, because if I could have just taken all of them from was it red? Yeah, if I could have just taken all of them from red, I would have had 7 to work with for every single puzzle. Nothing would have been a challenge at all, because of the way that level is designed. But giving myself that self-imposed challenge of only using the hexahedrons from each specific area, I found it very satisfying what sorts of challenges I was forced to engage with and overcome. Especially our anime finale of bringing all of them to the center so that we could bring a connector into the area and break the final puzzle. That was a very satisfying conclusion. Although I am relatively certain that if I showed that to someone who was part of the development team for that puzzle, they would be upset at me. I truly do think that, as fun as it was, I have maybe done a disservice to the fine folks who have worked so hard to create these lovely brain teasers, because unfortunately, you are trying to do neuroscience on a car battery, and I'm just too fucking juiced for you. All right, you could not tame me. There's nothing you could do. But once again, I'm sure the puzzles are great. The few that I did have to solve, I quite enjoyed. Not too challenging, but still enough to really get you thinking, really get you considering the mechanics. Overall, the DLC does a good job of taking the mechanics from the base game that I wish were explored more and exploring them. Right? Where the Talos Principle 2 base game felt like a tutorial for 10 different puzzle elements, these DLCs felt like the test for how to really use them. Right? I would say that all of these are on par with the Dystopia Utopia puzzle from the base game. All of them are like at a baseline level of interest and engagement as that final puzzle, I think. Also in terms of challenge. Right? So, overall, it's a big thumbs up. I think that Road to Elysium is a wholesale success, especially as someone who was very disappointed in the base game. So I got there's your, I don't know if that's your grain of salt or your qualifier or whatever you want to call it, but you all know how I felt about the base game. So I suppose, you know, it says something that I was so thoroughly pleased with the DLC. I would go so far as to say that the DLC is essential content. Like, if you enjoyed the base game, you need to get the DLC. And if you didn't enjoy the base game, I think you still need to get the DLC if you finished the game. It's that good to me. Fantastic work. Not that I imagine anyone in the dev community is going to hear this, but, you know, if you are here, great job. I'm so sorry. I would promise to do better next time, but you and I both know that's not true. You and I both know that if you give me an inch, I'm going to take a mile. It's just who I am now. You know, we just both have to live with that fact. You and I. So, I guess it's more of a warning. I'm calling my shot. If you do make more Talos Principle DLC, know that I will be there, because you have regained my trust, and know that I will liberate every single hexahedron in the map. Unless you make it literally impossible to do so. Alright? Watch that crown. Alright? You better watch that throne. Because I'm coming for it. Should you decide to tempt fate once more. Sorry, this turned from a thank you and an apology into a threat. I don't know how that happened. I was just sort of following the bit wherever it went, and it suddenly got very, very aggressive. Good job. Again, we'll bring it back around to positive. Good job. I liked the DLC. It was good. I'm glad I played it. It was worth my money. It was worth my time, and I quite enjoyed it. However, some gripes, and these are really personal because I can't really think of any really glaring issues with the DLC that I can think of. I still want my star puzzles back. You gave me an star puzzle in Into the Abyss that was like the first game. I didn't solve it the way you wanted me to because, once again, I am a feral hog. Right? But it existed, and I was happy that it did. More of that, please. Isle of the Blessed has the new game's star puzzles, and once again, I do have to state, as I did in my Talos Principle 2 review, they are the worst part of the game. They are, unfortunately, really not good. They're not very good at all. The only ones that are kind of interesting are the Pandora's Box puzzles, but I find them to be less engaging than a comparable star puzzle in the first game, because I know that you didn't intend for me to smuggle any items out of these test areas. Which means that I know that all the ways that I'm going to connect them are going to exist within a test area, which is fine. It's still kind of engaging. It's just less engaging to me than the alternative, which is having to pull off a heist and knowing that it's what the game wants me to do. That's really my only bone left to pick. Is I just miss star puzzles. They were really and truly what made the first game so special to me, and I sincerely miss their absence. Although I understand, I was talking to Merrick about this, I understand, or at least I believe, I understand why they don't exist in their previous form in this game. And I think it has everything to do with the decision to make large open areas be sort of a central focus of some kind for the game, right? I believe that somewhere in the design process of the game, or somewhere along in the drafting phases, there was a firm commitment to every single one of these areas is going to have a mega structure. We are going to build these large hub worlds with the puzzles and stuff within them. And it's going to be part, you know, the base game going to each puzzle area, solving them, and part experiencing the grandeur. Grandeur? However you pronounce that. Grandeur? I'm going to go with grandeur. The spectacle, that's easier to say, of every area as you go through and solve them. And I think when they made that decision, they realized, as I realized in having to ferry the cubes around every single level, having to break an item out of a puzzle area and carry it around the entire area to find the one spot that it's supposed to go would completely ruin the pace of the game. It would just completely shatter the pacing, which would lead to people like me, again, as you saw, becoming disinterested with the narrative and becoming disincentivized from engaging with the narrative elements that are present, the optional narrative elements that are present within every single area. Again, there are in every level conversations that you can have with your team, text messages that you can answer on your phone, or just, you know, forum conversations that you can chime in on, and terminals that you can read, and audio logs that you can listen to. But if I'm spending so much time traveling between each area because I'm, you know, carrying a cube from one place to the next, I'm not going to be interested in doing that. Which is to say, I believe they have taken that into account when designing the game. Which is, again, to say, the reason why star puzzles probably don't exist in their previous form is because they wanted to preserve, or at least do their best to incentivize people to keep a consistent pace with the narrative and to talk to their, you know, team members. Right? In my case, it didn't work. Because, again, the whole feral hog thing, I've said it so many times now before, you get the idea. I'm untamable. Right? But that would be my guess as to why they went for the new monument-style star puzzles that require less... not less, that don't require the same skill set as the first game. Additionally, and here's the big one, alright, you also need to account for the fact that whenever you incorporate intentional breaks into your game, you do need to also account for unintentional breaks in your game. Right? Because in the Talos Principle 2, when I'm working with a small area that's got 3 to 4 puzzles in it, if I find out that I can break a puzzle element out of that, I can say with like 99% certainty that I am supposed to have that puzzle element specifically for a star puzzle. Right? I can have pretty strong, pretty resolute security in the idea that that was supposed to happen, and now there's something that I should be on the lookout for with this puzzle element that I've broken out of the puzzle area. Right? So if you are making a large area, and your concern is already, if we make smuggling necessary, the pacing might slow down because now they're going to have to carry objects and they're going to be on the lookout for stuff. That means that you also need to be extra sure that the player can't break unintended puzzle elements out of their game, out of a puzzle area either, because then they're just going to be thinking every single one of these. There's two ways that they could go. Either one, they're going to be walking around with a useless puzzle element thinking, where am I supposed to use this? Which is, again, going to way break up the pace in a way that's not good. Or they're going to think, okay, was that intentional? Was I supposed to do this? And then they might get frustrated and tired of it all and not engage with the star puzzles at all as a result. Right? Does that make sense? Am I spouting nonsense right now? Or does that logical line track? Does everyone see where I'm going with that? They would essentially have to, like, QA test the hell out of every single puzzle just to make absolutely certain there was no way to break a puzzle element out that wasn't already intended. Right? And that's not to say that they didn't do that. You know, it's not as if I didn't have to really try to break stuff. Right? But they would have to make sure that even the stuff that I was doing couldn't be possible. Right? They would have to test every single angle, triple check it, just to make sure that only the stuff they wanted to happen is what was happening. All right? And I don't know much about the game development pipeline, but I have to imagine that you're already trying to do that at every single turn, and there is no one that is more difficult to predict and account for than someone who is just playing a video game. You cannot account for all of the nonsense that any specific player is going to try and do. So there's really no foolproof way outside of just being really boring and being like, no, you can't do that. Every single puzzle area is completely enclosed, and there's no way to bring him through the portals or anything like that. To really account for being sure that the breaks you want to happen are the only ones that are going to happen. Right? So, looking at it from all these different angles, I can completely understand, assuming that my logic is correct, why star puzzles do not exist in the Talos Principle 2 in the same way that they existed in the Talos Principle 1. Right? It simply would not fit, assuming that they were 100% married to this base concept of every hub world is built around a megastructure. Right? Which would require, you know, they would have to rethink how they wanted to do star puzzles from the ground up. Right? So I can understand why they are the way they are, assuming that the leaps that I am taking are to the correct platforms. Right? That said, I don't particularly think it was a worthwhile trade-off. There's two places I want to go with this, actually. One, I'll start a little different, and then I'll go to the one that I just set up. One, I think that means that the DLCs were the perfect opportunity to try and reincorporate star puzzles in the more traditional way that was seen in the Talos Principle 1, because you are inherently going to be working with a more contained area, right? You can account for a lot more whenever you're just making this very tightly designed area, right? So I would have liked to see more star puzzles I would have liked to see star puzzles make a more traditional return in the DLC. That would have been nice. I would have liked that. I'm not super upset that it didn't happen, because again, the DLCs were very excellent, but I think that would have been the perfect place to try and reincorporate them. Now, back to the point that I was making earlier, I don't think losing star puzzles was a worthwhile trade-off for the large open areas built around a megastructure. For a number of reasons. Some of them more subjective than others. Obviously, the entire argument is going to be pretty subjective, because I have said many times before, star puzzles were my favorite part about the Talos Principle 1. I think that they were an excellent mechanic, if you want to call that, an excellent challenge that not only made the game feel a lot more engaging on a gameplay level, and it got you thinking a lot more, because you were always wondering, can I break something out? And when you break something out, how am I supposed to use this, right? You were always testing the limits of what was possible every single level, right? But also, they benefited the narrative, because the entire, at least for me, Talos Principle 1 was a lot about questioning your surroundings. Right? Questioning your surroundings, not only in what is possible, but also what is real, what is important. And I feel like Star Puzzles really benefited that narrative, because it forced you to engage with that on a mechanical level. Not only did you have to look at the world around you and think, does this matter? Or what part of this matters, or what part of this is important. You would also have to look at the puzzle elements and think, what can I do with these that isn't already being shown to me directly? What sort of mechanic can I intuit about these elements that I can use for a less obvious purpose? How can I read between the lines on a mechanical level? I think it's very, very good at doing that. And so, not having those... Again, that's just my justification for why I think Star Puzzles were the most interesting part of Talos 1. And so, again, it's all going to be very subjective as to why I don't think it was a worthwhile trade-off for losing Star Puzzles, gaining these large open areas, and the Monument Puzzles. I feel like... This is more of a tangent, but I do feel like the Monument Puzzles are like a consolation prize, even, or they're supposed to be like a compromise. I almost feel like the Monument Puzzles exist because they said Talos Principle needs to have Star Puzzles. That's part of what the Talos Principle is. We can't not have Star Puzzles, but we know that we can't have Star Puzzles in the same format as the base game, or as the original game. So it feels like they kind of just exist because the game needs to have them. They feel like an obligation rather than something super interesting. Again, I don't like the monuments. I don't think they're very well done at all. That's not the point. Okay, so I don't think that the base game of Talos Principle 2 does enough to justify these large open areas, right? Let's see if I can find a good example. Let's go to East 3. Let's go to East 3, and I'll see if I can maybe illustrate what I'm trying to say. Alright? I'm going to East 3 specifically because when I was playing this the first time, I remember, we pop in here, I see this, I was like, whoa, that's actually pretty breathtaking. This one had some kind of impact on me seeing it. It's massive, it's interesting, it's very, very weird, right? And so you look at this, and you think, okay, maybe this is going to have some impact on how the puzzles in this area progress. But for the most part, or almost for the part, it's just set dressing. This puzzle is next to one of the legs, but I think the only time that I can remember the megastructure of the level being incorporated into a puzzle that was not the end of level Tetris bridge was in the Oasis, actually. let me go to the Oasis and show you what I'm talking about. Right? There's multiple ways that this megastructure is incorporated. One, it physically blocks you off from half of the puzzles. Right? So it first appears to you as an obstacle, in a sense, because you can't just jump down there, right? But also, if we go around to this side, it's got a connector on it, which is required for one of the star puzzles, right? This is probably one of my favorite levels in the game, I would say, because this one fully justifies not only the megastructure being central to its design, but it also incorporates the megastructure into a pretty interesting star puzzle. Because it's not just, oh, I need to make a connection there, so I need to make a connection there, then that opens up a receptor, and I need to find out what to do with that receptor to find a way to connect it to the Pandora's box all the way over there. This should have been the baseline for what to do with the megastructures in every single level. Right here. This should have been, like, bare minimum what they should have done with the megastructures. In all honesty, I truly do believe they should have been incorporated into more puzzles, but I will settle for it being central to solving a star puzzle, because that's better than it being central to solving no puzzles. Right? So, because they don't really incorporate them too much into the puzzles themselves, I don't think they really justify their existence enough, so to speak. Which makes, for someone like me, who, again, really enjoyed the star puzzles, really thought that that was what made the Talos Principle special, breaks a lot of the experience. It's not a worthwhile trade-off to lose my favorite part of the game for, essentially, a very pretty visual. Right? So that's a big gripe that I have. That is all to say that that's something that the DLC also improves on, I think. That's something the DLC does better, because it does have these large, strange geometric structures in the expansion, right? That are actively incorporated into the puzzles at times. Like the Tidal Forces one. That one was really cool. It had this large, strange orbs, and I'm looking at that and going, what the hell is going on with that? And then it turns out that's actually part of what is required. Moving that massive structure and interacting with that really strange object is how you solve the puzzle. Right? Oh, damn. I think the base game just needed not just more of that, but like any of that. And so once again, that's more points in the DLC's favor, that it's delivering on pretty much everything that I would have wanted the base game to do. It's taking all that spectacle and using it for something of substance. Oh, that's bad. Or at least... Hold on. Wait, are we stuck? I mean, I can get out. No, we're not stuck. Okay. I could have just flown out, because I have my special 11th hour superpower, but that would require me to turn the frame rate down, and that's just one step higher than I'm willing to entertain at this moment. Also, I don't know why I did this. I just came to the area and I was like, you know what, there's only 2 of them, let's free the desert witches, I guess. So, say hello again. Hi, it's been a while. 2 desert witches, love you. Good to see you. Yeah. I think that's my big thought as far as the Talos Principle 2 is concerned. I think that I miss star puzzles, and the reasons that I believe they are absent, to me, explain but do not justify their absence. And again, I'm taking some massive, really presumptuous leaps here, alright? I am acting as if I understand the design process for a very large, aspect of this game, right? It's very presumptuous of me to assume that I have solved the issue here. So I don't want it to come across like that's what I'm thinking. This is more like exploring why I believe it might be the case. And so that's me following this to my logical through line here. If that is the case, hey, interesting. I'm in your head, right? I'm not going to presume that that is the answer, though. That is all to say, once again, anything that really disappointed me about the base game was, at least to some degree, remedied and improved upon in the DLC. Anything that missed in the base game, at the very least, hit the target in the DLC. And in some cases, landed a bullseye. To extend that metaphor. Right? So, in terms of final thoughts on the Talos Principle 2, as a whole, the base game left me wanting, and the DLC sated that desire. That's probably the most concise way that I could put it. The base game feels like an appetizer for the 3-course meal that is the road to Elysium. I don't think I could put it any better than that. That feels like probably... I would probably open the video essay with that if I did end up ever making one. That's too good not to use. But yeah, and as a stream series, regardless of whether the quality of the game itself was superb or not, this was a hit. I thoroughly enjoyed streaming this game. I said before, I was sincerely worried when I was starting the Talos Principle 2, like the first couple levels, first couple hub worlds, that it was going to be a very dry stream series. I was having some level of fun playing the game and solving the puzzles, right? It was satisfying, but I don't think as a member of the audience it was particularly engaging, because puzzle games are the kind of things, whenever you're streaming them, where I think you sort of go into... You do one of two things, right? As someone who watches someone play a puzzle game. You either go into, like, should I be helpful mode, where you're risking spoiling the challenge and the enjoyment, where you don't want to give the streamer hints unless they ask for a hint. And even then, how can you be sure that the hint you're giving won't just solve it in an unsatisfying way for them? Or you go into, like, dead silent, I don't want a backseat mode, where what are you supposed to do? Talk about something completely unrelated to the stream? Because that, in some cases, can feel like maybe I'm being disrespectful by not engaging with the stream content, and I'm just having my own little conversation here in chat. So it's sort of, especially with a smaller audience like mine, a double-edged sword. You know, it's sort of like a catch-22 of chat engagement when I'm playing a puzzle game legitimately, right? Where, you know, you can't really be sure how you're supposed to engage. Also, once again, I do have to say, goodbye, Desert Witches. It has been lovely seeing you again. Mwah. So, I was very... You can imagine my excitement, you know, whenever we got to the island and I broke one out. You can understand why I ran so swiftly with this challenge run whenever it was finally dropped into my lap. Eight-hour impromptu. Listen, man. All right, Merrick. You have been friends with me for, I think, more than a year now. All right, we have been DMing relatively frequently for some time now. You know I'm a fucking yapper. All right, you know I'm a yapper. Anyone who has known me for an extended period of time understands at any given moment I'm holding back. All right. I'm a yapper through and through. You cannot save my eternal soul. All right, there's nothing you can do. So it's just part of who I am, truly. Where was I going with that? I forget what I was saying. What was I saying before this tangent? I lost it. The yap train has fallen off the tracks. Someone help me. What was I saying? What was I saying? Right. Okay. You can understand why I ran with it so fervently whenever I finally did do that first break and decided, okay, this is the game now. Because now, it's a collaborative process, right? If you try to make streaming a puzzle game a collaborative process without streamer permission, you run the risk of ruining it for everyone, right? Because there's always the chance that someone is there to see the streamer play this game and experience that same sort of how can we call it? Cognitive euphoria sounds a bit too grand. That aha moment, right? You run the risk of ruining someone who came there to watch someone have that aha moment and see that reflected in someone else, right? But whenever we throw that aside and we decide, all right, we're going to break this game, and we're not sure how we're going to do it, suddenly it is by default a collaborative process, right? You don't need to even ask, oh, can you try this? Because it's not a matter of, are you going to ruin the puzzle for me? It's, are you going to help us as a collective, as a streamer and chat, figure out how to overcome this self-imposed obstacle for us as a group, right? It becomes a much more engaging process, and it becomes much more... what's the word I'm looking for? It becomes easier, more encouraged to participate in that process as an audience member. As opposed to, once again, if you're just watching me solve a puzzle, where you're unsure how to participate. Or at least I would be unsure how to participate. Right? So, absolutely ran with it. Merrick, I have some bad news. I hope that you have a game, like, strapped up that you're ready to actually change that one to so that I can write it down. I did not ever intend on playing Factorio today. I have not even bought the game yet. This was truly going to be, like... I thought that it would take me longer to break the hexahedrons out of the tutorial area And I was banking on that taking me, like, at least an hour, maybe, like 40 minutes, hopefully. And then I would spend, like, another half an hour showing you all the Easter eggs that I found, right? And then I was probably going to end on that, because as I was going around showing you the Easter eggs, I was probably going to give my finishing thoughts, and get the yapping, you know, a 2-for-1 deal on the yapping. But then I sort of did things out of order, and I've just sort of been yapping ever since. So I've decided to fill that visual screen time with puzzles. And by puzzles, I mean liberation. You know, one more little victory lap for wherever my brain takes me to come and free stuff, right? You know what this is? This a Northern Lion stream? Is this what a Northern Lion stream is like? You come here for the gameplay and then it's just yapping. I don't think, does anyone go to a Northern Lion stream for the gameplay anymore? Right? Like, you don't go to, like, a philosophical sermon to check out how well dressed the philosopher is, right? You're not there to see how he paces back and forth on the stage. You're there to hear the yapping. Right? You know, you don't visit Diogenes to check out the wheel. You visit Diogenes so he spits in your face and helps you understand something about life. So I don't know if... I mean, I'm sure some kind of philosophy talk event exists. Right? It's a wide, wide world. Somewhere out there, they're doing philosophical sermons. Right? Maybe they're just TED Talks in the modern era. Maybe that's all we have left. Maybe we just have TED Talks and nothing else. What is my end game here? What am I doing? Probably have a fan art section to wrap everything up. Yeah. That was the plan. That was the plan, yes. So I've definitely made it to my 2-hour filibuster moment. So we're good to go there. I'm probably gonna free the last... You know, make it come full circle. I'll free all the hexahedrons here. The original 4, and then the 5th one. The furtive hexahedron, so easily forgotten. And then we'll show off some fan art, and then I guess I'll give my plans going forward, and that'll be that. It all started here. Huh? It all started here. What a journey this has been. Huh? Oh no. Okay, so make sure that you read the fine print on the no veto channel points one. Let me hold on. Let me see, because there is some fine print here. So long as it's within reason, okay? So I have built-in Umineko protection. Alright? Built-in Umineko immunity. Alright? You're not making me read War and Peace on stream. It will not happen. Alright? That is without reason. Alright? The game you're thinking of has 4 Steam reviews. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm looking at this. Is there a way to get this out of here without even needing... Oh my god! No fucking really? Really now? This entire time I've been like, yeah, let's make the staircase as per usual. As one does. Oh! Interesting. Anyway, that entire time, I had just resigned myself to thinking that I needed to make a barrier case. But that was just... There was an easier break there all along. I guess. Aren't you glad we came back? Huh? Aren't you glad we came for a victory lap? Look at the new things we get to discover. Somehow found a way to place the hexahedron directly on top of the barrier, I guess. Is that something we can replicate? Is that something we can... Surely not, right? Because it only did that because we fell through the barrier. You can't set it down on the barrier. So if we wanted to try and replicate that, how would we do it? Would we need to find the specific angle that it'll yoink it from me? Okay, well... One last mystery to solve, I suppose. Okay. So we're just gonna put you there. Put her there. Okay, so yeah, we can't get... Oh, hey, you're drifting away. Hold on, stay with me. Huh. And then it slides off pretty fast. That's relatively easy to replicate. Can I stand on it? That was going to be my next question, yes. You definitely can. I just need to find how I want to do this. Because if I need... I can't jump on top of it from a 2-stack. So I've got to find a spot where I would be able to get on top of it once I'm there. Okay, so it's up. It falls off pretty fast. So you'd have to work very fast to do it. Okay, it's up. Yeah? Yeah, you sure can. Huh. I wonder if there was ever a place we could have used that. New tech! How about that? Our third 11th hour superpower, huh? Like we needed more. Alright. So, this has been the Talos Principle 2. It has been a ride and a half. Certainly a bumpy start, but I could not be more happy with the destination. So we will close this to desktop. Make sure I've got the right tabs open. And we will finish it out with fan art. Switch over to this one. And what the hell? Put on some normal clothes for once. So, courtesy of I'll give you 3 guesses, we've got some fan art here from Flora. Still can't believe how much things have changed, all because I posted my fan art for the first time. Wait, really? You never posted fan art before? Mm-hmm. For no one? Not even for backseat? Mm-hmm. Honestly, a pretty true to life reaction. Pretty accurate. You know, not so much of a blushing mess reaction, but certainly very confused. Just coming out of the woodwork with bangers here, huh? I still can't believe that. That's pretty crazy. I'm honored, so thank you very much, but damn. Very cute. And again, I love these markers. Very, very good. I also like the little way you draw the little spiral eyes. Nailed the jacket, too. The jacket looks great. Very good. Very good. Thank you very much, Flora. And, once again, from Flora, a bit more unfortunate fan art. Poor Invisible Wall Chan. Oh. Oh. Poor girl. full on fire. I feel so bad for her. I fully put her out of the job. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I mean, listen. There's definitely some every game needs invisible walls, all right? She might just be in an oversaturated market, all right? She's an independent contractor. And they just weren't happy with her work this time around. I'm sure she'll have much more luck. I even hear she's got a gig with Disney coming up next. Big Star Wars property. She'll make bank on that one for sure. For sure. Yeah, I also running off with the Hex Chain in the background. The original. The first design, or one of the first. Big old one with the square glasses. I'm gonna take a wild guess, since this is the one that you defaulted to drawing. This is the first design you came up with. I think, the square glasses with the hexahedron. Yeah. The first design of the first. Yep. The Canon Witch. The Hex-Chan. Although we still have plenty of variations. Does she have her hair in her mouth? Why does she have her hair in her mouth? What does she have in her box? Couple X's. Little rhombus. Maybe even a trapezoid. A cat, but yeah, maybe she has a little succulent. Oh man. Poor Invisible Wall Chan. Better luck next time. She's a survivor, though. A real Jedi survivor, if you will. Thank you very much for the fan art, Flora. As always, greatly appreciated. And with that, that's all I got for today, folks. Ooh. I can imagine Invisible Wall Chan with a little cactus in her cubicle. The cubicle has invisible wall. That's pretty good. I like to imagine they came to give her the news, and they tried to walk in and bumped into one of the invisible cubicle walls. had to feel around to find the actual one and be like, hey, get your shit and go. just sort of feeling around like a mime to find the entrance. The economy is fucked. Invisible Wall Chan had to do a gig as a mime. It would work. It'd be perfect. I mean, she could only do the one trick, of course, but... Oh no, now I'm just imagining her doing a series of odd jobs that don't really work out. Why do I keep imagining just these horrible, unfortunate circumstances for her? That's so sad. It's like a Dr. Doofenshmirtz background, like backstory. Yeah, did a, you know, solid month. Worked as a mime. Of course, you know, people like mimes when they do a variety of tricks, and I only knew the one, so didn't work out too well. Invisible Wall Chan being a waitress of the serving tray is invisible. Oh no, we've made a fail girl. We've made an Odd Jobs fail girl. Alright. Thank you again for the fan art. Thank you all for watching the stream. I hope you had a good time as I did. Especially with this one last liberation. And now, plans for the future. Alright? I will give you back... How do I... I'll ask Boulder how to refund coins. I really should know how to do that at this point. Next stream... I don't know when it's going to be. I'm at the earliest Monday, if not Monday, probably Wednesday. We shall see. Will be the Factorio stream. I have no idea what that is going to entail. So, your guess is as good as mine. I probably won't like it, because it doesn't seem like a video game that I would enjoy, but we shall see. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a grand turnaround and I'll decide I love it. After that, I have decided that the next game we are going to play, that is not a chat request, will be Transistor. I have been wanting to play it for a while. It's been in my backlog. I get to draw myself a cute new model for it. So, we're going to be doing Transistor, which means that we'll do Factorio, then we'll have an art stream where I make the model, and then we'll do Transistor. So, Transistor is Merrick shit, looking forward to. Ooh, good stuff. After we do Transistor, what's the model for Factorio? That's a good question. I didn't think about that. I didn't plan on having specific outfits for one-off requested games. So if I can think of one, I'll probably make one. But I can do... No, you know what? I know very little about Factorio, but it seems like the perfect opportunity to bust this guy back out. Am I right? Does it involve engineering of some kind? Okay, perfect. Hey, I'm always looking for an excuse. Alrighty. We'll do that one then. Good to go. Perfect. I'll probably use, what is it? Then after Transistor, the next chat request is Boulder with Sam and Max. So I'm probably just going to bust this bad boy out again. Because it's a detective outfit, detective model, detective game. So we'll do Sam and Max. And then after Sam and Max, we're going to be doing a big one. One that has been, shall we say, long requested. Alright. So we're doing Factorio, Transistor, Sam and Max, and then returning, this time to Twitch by popular demand, I will be streaming Mass Effect 2. It's been a long time coming, and I've been meaning to get back to it. But I'm going to stream Mass Effect 2. I'm going to have to start... I might have to start from the beginning, unless I can execute on a previously on Mass Effect 2 bit that I can think of. Alright? No promises, because I'm not a very motivated person when it comes to artistic endeavors that aren't immediately required. Right? But we shall see. In the meantime, you know, we've got at least how many streams in between that? We've got one for Factorio, one for the art stream. I'm assuming 3 for Transistor, 3, probably 3. 3 sounds about right, if I'm guessing correctly. We'll call it 3, so that's 5 streams, which is about 2 weeks. And then probably 2 streams for Sam and Max, and then an art stream for Mass Effect, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Assuming I do 3 to 4 streams per week, yeah, that'll be like about a little over half a month from Factorio. Dolmac, I'm just going to keep that one in my back pocket. That'll be the backup plan. Thank you. So, that's the plan, and I'm sticking to it. Until then, thank you very much. It's going to be a bit shorter of a stream this time around. So, thank you very much for watching. We have officially liberated all 102 hexahedrons in the Talos Principle 2. It has been an incredible journey. Thank you for being with me every step of the way. When I see you next, it will probably be suffering. So look forward to that. Until then, have a good one, folks. See ya.